Retirement. How many people really want to hear the truth? You see, we've been helping people for years outside the normal realm of helping them get approved for credit or get their score they needed to get approved. We feel it is our obligation to help them further. However, we find a smaller percentage willing to go beyond the first steps. This is extremely concerning. Think about this. You might enjoy reading up on new information, but are you really serious enough to do something about your future? Do you have the plan for your future? I want to share with you a very sad story of a couple our firm advised 15 years ago. We helped them achieve some high scores in the high 600s, the mid 700s, and they got approved. They came back to thank us, and they took us out to a nice dinner. While we were eating, I asked them, are they ready to take the next step? I will never forget what they said. No, we just really wanted to get approval for our refinance, but we're grateful for your team helping us achieve the score we needed to get approved. That really took me back, but I took it a step further and I asked them if they're really serious about that statement. I think they might have took the statement as an offense, but they knew there were other problems. Too much debt, not enough retirement money, not enough savings, and other financial issues facing them. I apologized, but I was firm and explained my passion to help people and coach them. They thanked me, of course, and we finished a wonderful meal and went our separate ways. I told them to seriously think about it. Today's people are in a different phase of their life. They called last month to explain they lost their home due to financial problems. They were moving in with their parents. They barely had enough to survive and they wanted help. However, when I explained what they needed to do, it was too much for them. This was a couple facing more public records lawsuits, and they were not willing to even get rid of their $250 a month iPhone cell phone plans or cut down on any other their expenses like going out to the movies, going out to eat daily to start the recovery. This really alarms me. Many people are not serious enough to plan ahead. They take things as they go. They want a quick escape from financial reality. They want quick fixes, not serious work. Well, not everyone is this way, thankfully. But I hope by sharing this story, it will do something so that you will listen to our coaching and take the first at least 6 steps and then work toward 9 steps and eventually reach the 12. It really is a process, but we broke it down like that so that people could handle the transition and financial makeover. So let's talk today a little bit about retirement. In retirement, there might be some confusion between households and persons or population. So let me explain. Households versus persons who have enough retirement savings. In the household category, there are 56% of households who have more than $100,000 saved for retirement, not merely enough to survive. However, I'm sure that some people have more than $100,000, but still, even if you have $250,000, $500,000 for 20, 30 years, is this enough for your retirement? Now, there are 123 million households in the U.S., so that means 68 million with more than $100,000, 55 million, which is more than half, of the households have less than this, and they're not going to be able to survive. Now let's talk about people. 57% of people have less than $25,000 saved for retirement, not enough to survive at least even 1 year, much less a full 20 to 30 years of retirement. There are 318 million people living in the U.S. according to the census. That would mean that 181 million people have less than $25,000 saved for retirement. I'm going to repeat that. 181 million people with less than $25,000 saved for retirement. Now, maybe you've paid into Social Security, but depending on your situation, you might not have paid anything or much at all. And we all know the Social Security system is broke. Although their website claims they have money and are paying out, their statistics are very skewed. They are not correct, so I urge you, do not believe them. Really look at your financial portfolio. Only 65% of people retired already receive benefits. Combine that with Medicare plus Medicaid cost, the actual amounts that they have left at the end of the month are severely low. The average yearly amount paid out to a retiree is about $10,211 a year. That equals to $850 a month to survive on. This is not enough. 25% of retirees have other sources of income, from pensions or 401k. The average is about $9,000 per year, if you have a pension or a 401k. Those who can't generate enough money to retire well through Social Security, pensions, or savings and investments are increasingly choosing to stay in the workforce, at least part-time. If their portfolio, their investments, and their savings that they have accumulated to retire are not enough to provide them with the lifestyle that they want to retire in, then a part-time job is certainly something they consider. One of the money planners in Plano, Texas said, if you are 60 years old, you could work for another 10 or 15 years part-time to generate some income. Do you really want to do this when you're 60 years old? Some 22% of people continue to work during the traditional retirement years, earning the median of $25,000. The proportion of income retirees earned by working has doubled from 15% in 1990 to 30% in 2014. For people who are working, it is a very significant source of their income. We anticipate the earnings will become a growing source of income for the older generation of Americans. Think about this. Depending on your health, when you reach retirement age, will you be able to continue to work? So another factor people face when they retire, they do not consider their medical cost. A 65-year-old couple retiring this year will need an average of $220,000 to cover medical expenses throughout their retirement. This is a lot if you divide this by 10 years or 20 years. It's a lot of money added to the money that they barely make in Social Security benefits or other savings or retirement plans. And depending on their situation, they may need more money with rising cancer and other health problems. Most people don't consider these things until they reach their 40s or later. Yet, even this late, in a couple of years with our program, they can get back on top of things. Ideally, you should start in your 20s, but no matter what the age, we can coach you to planning a successful